Okay, I'm gonna go over my setup for the whole game here. I'm gonna go with one character at a time. I have Vaan set up to be a red mage. If you remember red mages from the rest of the Final Fantasy series, they can do everything decent, but they can't do anything particularly well. Um, so he's he can do just about anything really. If you need an all-purpose character, he's there. He's not going to be as focused as the rest of the team, so he might be a bit inefficient, but um, in a battle that's hectic and there's a lot of things going on, he can do just about anything. He's probably going to have the most gambits out of the entire group. As far as the way I have his license grid set up, I've pretty much gone all over the place with him. He can cast elementary, white, black, and some protective magic. I do plan on teaching him time magic eventually when I get better time spells like haste. As far as equipment, I'm spreading him out throughout just about everything useful. Like, everything besides ranged weapons. I have him on... He can have a melee weapon, or he can use a staff to increase his magic, depending on what I plan on using him for most of the time. I just have him all over the place. His quickening path, I haven't decided on yet. I'm guessing it'll be either up here or down here. I haven't decided. Oh, I'll hit his gambits. Not his licenses, his gambits. Because he is a red mage, he has the capability of hit flying enemies, and there are some hostile flying enemies later in the game. So, you'll want to watch out for those. Other than that, it's pretty simple. I have him healing in case, as a backup, and I have him casting Protect on the party when they're not in battle. That's one thing I like doing, is putting my less important gambits that are nice to have but not necessary in the back after the attack gambit, so that they are not cast during battle. I have Balthier as a black mage. I know a couple people pointed out that he's not the best at this, but I've never made Balthier black mage before. Oh, I didn't upgrade his stuff. Cool. I thought I had an extra one in the... Oh, I know why, because I changed somebody's equipment last minute. Okay. Just standard setup for black mage. I gave him a couple more black magic licenses we're going to get later. As far as his quickening path, I'm probably going to get this one up here. He's got this one. And then, if there's another one down here, maybe, I don't know. I forget where all the quickenings are, but I think I'm just going to have one person take all three of these and have him go down someplace in the armor to get his final quickening. But that's 135 license points away. I'm going to keep him mainly on staves and rods. I might give him a gun later, but I like having a Daddy Black Mage, because they can spit out a lot of stuff, a lot of good damage. His gambit setup is going to change depending on what enemies are in the area. I just have him on water right now because that's his strongest spell. And then if he's out of MP, he can just whack people with his staff. The first aid gambit really isn't useful anymore. I'm going to probably take it off, and when I get gambits that I can target enemies that are vulnerable to certain elements, then his gambit menu is going to start to fill up. Moving on to Fran, I have made Fran a melee character. Just bash people with a sword and wear heavy armor. I kind of ran out of money in the process of getting equipment, but it's pretty standard. I could upgrade some stuff. I was originally going to have Fran be my white mage, which is why I went up top to get all the magic licenses, but at the last second I changed my mind. for her quickening path, I'm definitely going to have her take this one and this one. Once I get the license points. It's not that many, honestly, so I can get all 3 of her quickenings as quickly as possible. And my plan is just to go down in here and get additional HP, which is really nice to have on melee characters. It's just great to have more HP if you're frontline. Her gambit setup, if I recall, is very simple. I still have her healing just because, but eventually, once I get my healing set up better, I am going to just have her be a dedicated attacker. I don't know why this is here. I thought she was... I guess I had that one. I still had her on a bow, but it's not necessary anymore. I can probably just clear it. And that's Fran. Next is Basch. I have made Basch into a ranged attacker. I don't know why. I just never seen him use a bow. That's probably it. The parallel arrows you get from buying the bow upgrade from the bazaar for 860 gil, I think it is. You can get those. That increases your attack by 1. As far as his license grid, I plan on picking up this quickening tile, and this quickening tile, and quite possibly this quickening tile. I'm not entirely sure yet, but one of my mages that doesn't have any quickenings yet, probably Vaan, is going to pick up these 2, and this one. I do like how they're grouped together nicely for each one. I'm not sure who's going to pick up these 2 tiles down here. Now, as far as the way I have him set up, I was originally going to pick up more health for him over here, since I didn't think he was going to be a ranged fighter, but I changed my mind again, and it's pretty much just going to be him filling out the augment section of the board first. Like, I might have him grab these 2 quickening tiles, and I'm really not sure where I'm going to have him pick up. His gambit setup. This is the character that I meant to put the flying gambit on. Because he's got the bow, he can target flying enemies, and I really want to make those a priority with him, because very few party members can damage flying enemies at this point, at least until they get the telekinesis tech, which is not going to be until late in the game. Let's move on to Ashe. I have Ashe as a melee character, although I might... This, honestly, is up for debate. I could do several things with her. I'm honestly not sure what I want to do. She could probably bear to upgrade her stuff. I don't know why I didn't, but there. No clue. As far as her license board, I'm basically taking her down the bottom and working my way up, because she's not going to be casting magic at all, basically. And I'm just going to have her go for swords. So she's going to get this tile for sure. And then most likely she'll get this tile, and then quite possibly this one. I'm not entirely sure yet. Another option I have is I could have her go over here and get these, but that'll probably be left to Penelo, even though that's not the way I intend to take her. But I guess it would make sense to do this one, and then this one, and this one, because that's the way she's headed to get a lot of melee techniques. I'm pretty sure her gambits are just attack, attack, attack. Yeah, that Cure Gambit I'm going to get rid of, because she's going to be a deady attacker. Now moving on to Penelo. Penelo is going to be my deady white mage. I didn't have enough... I can just put this stuff on her, because I must have taken that off another character. But she's pretty much my deady white mage. I don't think I might even have an attack gambit on her, because all she's supposed to do is heal. I can't remember for sure. I actually cleared out all of the white magic just so I could get to this quickening tile, because that's probably the one she's going to... Because that's one of them that's the hardest to get to. And other than that, this is pretty much the exact opposite of Ashe. I'm starting from the top of the augment section and working down, because the top of the augments is where most of the magic-oriented licenses are. This leaves her a little bit low on HP, but she really has no business being in the front lines. If she gets ambushed, she's kind of in trouble, but it shouldn't be too big a deal. But she's the only one that can cast Cure at this point, as you'll see from my Gambit setup. Another thing I should probably do is give her a Revival Gambit in case people die. It would be a wise idea. And I think that'll do it for my setup. Next time I am going to go to the bar and get all the hunts, or all the notice board hunts signed up for, and then I'll take care of them one at a time.